had a 4.3 magnitude earthquake hit Colorado just north of the New Mexico border, and it's in the central United States, as we can see right here. Quite a big area, and we know that we have various fault lines here, but the first thing that we learn in Geology 101 in university is that every river is a fault line. And here we have the rivers, of course. That is exactly on a riverbed right there, as you can see. I pulled out too much. Right there. Okay. Now we do have description of what the USGS tells us could be induced seismicity. They say that most of North America east of the Rockies, which is this one here, east of the Rockies, has infrequent earthquakes. Here and there earthquakes are more numerous, for example, in the New Madrid seismic zone, centered on the southeast Missouri, Charlevoix-Kamouraska seismic zone of eastern Quebec, in New England, New York, Philadelphia, Wilmington urban corridor, and elsewhere. Most of the enormous region from the Rockies to the Atlantic can go years without an earthquake large enough to be felt. Well, this was felt by 52 people, just reported it, so hundreds must have felt it. Earthquakes east of the Rocky Mountains, although less frequent than the west, are typically felt over a much broader region than earthquakes of similar magnitude in the west. East of the Rockies, an earthquake can be felt for over an area more than 10 times larger than the similar magnitude earthquake on the west coast. It would not be unusual for magnitude 4, this was 4.3, earthquake in eastern or central America, North America, to be felt by a significant percentage population in many communities more than 60 miles from its source. And, okay, here we see, this is in meters, just a minute, let's pull out. That's 1 mile, this is 1 mile. Okay, let's pull out again. The shake map, USGS. Okay, this is the area of Colorado, New Mexico. As we can see, that's the border right there. And going back to the, basically it's just, where is it? Okay, so it's just, I guess Denver must have felt it as well. Denver, Colorado. But going back to the aerial, okay, this is 30 miles. So 60 miles. This is 50 miles right here. That's 50 miles, 100 miles, 200 miles, 300. This square is about 300 miles, but the USGS stops it there. You can see how intense it is. And going back to this, the induced seismicity, as is the case between elsewhere in the world, there is evidence that some central and eastern North American earthquakes have been triggered or caused by human activities that have altered the stress conditions in Earth's crust sufficiently to induce faulting. Activities that are induced felt earthquakes in some geological environments have included impoundment of water behind dams, injection of fluids into the Earth's crust, that's hydrofracking, of course, extraction of fluid or gas, and removal of rock in mining or quarrying operations. Okay, so we don't know what caused this, but this was quite big. 4.3 is quite big. And here we go. This is it right here. Right there. 4.3. Depth very shallow, 4.9 kilometers. And that happened today. About 2 o'clock noon time. Okay, so that was about 2 hours ago. No, that's not 2 hours ago, that's now. 2 hours ago would have been New York. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So this just probably happened. So all of you there, please be very careful. And we don't know what caused that. Let me just remind you that the Great Lakes region has a mantle plume under there. It's been there for about 1 billion years. The geologists don't know where it comes from, but it's a horseshoe shaped, and the western part goes under the Great Plains, That's why the plains have been separating, because of that mantle, that's magma underneath. And the eastern part this way goes under the New Madrid seismic zone, which is actually a rift valley, just like the rift valley that we have in Africa, the Great Rift Valley. This is at one point will slough off, just like Madagascar did millions of years ago. So that's the magma under there. And we do have kimberlite volcanoes, diamond spewing volcanoes in Kansas. For all of you there who have, there's Kansas right there. About 11 volcanoes, kimberlite volcanoes, have been discovered already in Kansas. So all of you there, please be very careful. Yes, it's on, as we said before, on a river. Sorry, on a river. So, Arkansas River, okay, the other tributaries there. All of you there, please be very careful. Please leave your comments. Thank you so much for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.